Spending money to show people how much money you have is the fastest way to have less money. There, you're now smarter and more financially literate than 99% of the broke, maxed out credit card people you see walking around everywhere. People who are all surface, no substance, who are, literally 2 paychecks away from broke. They are the people who buy stuff that they don't even need to impress people that they don't even like. You've heard that before, and it's important to realize that even though lots of people would agree with that, spending money is the fastest way to have less money or whatever, knowing what to do tells you nothing about what happens inside your own head when you actually try to do it. So we persist in our own self-defeating behaviors, and that's true for every single person. That is why you need to develop the hardest financial skill, which is the subject of today's video, and we're starting right now. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Matt Karamazov, and if you're new here, it's really good to have you. I hope you'll stick around. First off, I'd like to thank my supporters on Patreon, specifically Jeremy Steingraber. He's been a big supporter of mine. He and I, as well as everyone else, have raised a lot of money so far for Doctors Without Borders. At the time of this recording, the fundraiser is at $490, I think, which is quite a bit. I mean, it's nothing compared to what it's going to be a year from now and 10 years from now, but we're making some really good progress, and it's people like him supporting me, supporting the channel, that makes that happen. So thank you very much. And so the hardest financial skill to develop, and this is so difficult for so many people, is really to get the goalposts to stop moving, to get that hedonic treadmill to slow down or stop altogether. Now, the technical term here is lifestyle inflation, whereby you start making more money, you start getting your head above financial waters, sort of on your way to achieving solvency, and then you discover all these other things that you didn't even know that you wanted were available for purchase, and your goal, your financial goals that you had, are somehow, they seem small now, and that goalpost just keeps on getting pushed back and ever receding into the distance, and you never quite get there. You never actually end up living your own life because you're always sort of moving back the goal. And once I get to this further goal, then I'll be happy, and like forever after, I'll just be like perfectly blissful and serene, and that has never happened. Basically, now where you want to get to, I think, is and there's a big difference between happiness and satisfaction. So it's entirely possible, and that's actually a pretty sweet setup to have when you are happy, like completely happy with what you have and where you are, but you're not satisfied. You still want to make further progress, but it's not cutting into your happiness, and that is a skill. It's a skill that not a lot of people have. They are both unhappy and dissatisfied, which is like the worst situation to be in. Now, of course, the modern world does not make it easy for you to be either happy or satisfied. Actually, the business model of the modern world is to keep you unhappy and dissatisfied and always striving and always have those goalposts in the future where you never quite get there, and just always dangling this carrot in front of you like an ass. And so it remains this incredibly difficult skill for a lot of people that they never quite get there. And of course, we all know that the people who admire you for your money are not the people you want to be friends with in the first place. Everybody knows that, but like I said, the modern world does not make it easy for you to recognize this. And of course, an example from my own life will help illustrate this. Now, I've had a job working at a bar over the weekends for the last 12 years now. It is the highlight of my week. Nobody believes me when I say that. Doesn't matter. It's true. And so basically, whenever I'm working outside, I'm downtown in the city. There are nice cars in the summertime ripping around. What most people never actually realize is that we hardly ever actually look at the people driving those really nice cars, and we never think that they must be really, really cool people. We only see the car and think how cool other people would think we are for owning it. I mean, look, all you really know about someone who you see driving a $100,000 car is that they have $100,000 less than they used to. And they probably, especially nowadays in our sort of image focused and sort of image obsessed culture, they're probably $100,000 in debt, and they will be for years and years and years as they max out these credit cards and take out these crazy loans and everything to pay off these things that they want right now because they have to make other people like them right now. And again, it's just the fastest way to have less money. And like I said, again, it's the business model. The lenders and the credit card companies and the advertisers, that's how they make their money. They make their money by, making other people just want things as fast as possible. Like now, no matter what the payment structure or the schedule or, how badly that, they it doesn't even matter. They just want people to spend, spend, spend. And this is just crazy. I mean, it's hard to get those sort of desires reined in. I mean, we have hundreds of thousands of years of experience looking at each other and seeing who's got what. But I mean, you have to do this. You have to get these desires reined in and sort of get a hold of yourself if you want to be sane. It's also hard because you can't fake not wanting stuff. You can't just say, nah, I don't really want any of that stuff, and then, have it secretly eating you up inside. Like that's, you can maybe fool some people like that, but it's not gonna fool yourself. You're still gonna feel that lack, that sort of emptiness that you really want that thing that maybe you convinced all these people that you don't want it, but you really do, and you just hate yourself for not having it. So you cannot lie to yourself ever. And, part of what's involved in cultivating the skill of getting those goalposts to stop moving is to stop lying to yourself. Now, how do you actually do that? So what I found is to replace it with something else. So when you're trying to quit smoking, lots of people just chew on a pen or something, and so it feels like a cigarette. So what you really have to do is replace those desires with something that you want even more. And I would humbly suggest that you replace it with your own freedom. This has been true for me 100% of the time. I would much rather be free of cares, of stress, of obligations, responsibilities, whatever, stress basically is the catch-all word for this. I don't want to deal with any of that. And the best part about it is that in order to give up all of these desires, you have to do less than you were doing before. You don't have to do anything extra. You just have to stop. You just have to enjoy the freedom that you possess already by not wanting these things, not being dragged around with the carrot on the stick. And if you learn to love that freedom, which I guess most people don't. Most people don't want the freedom. They want shiny things. But if you can train yourself to want freedom more than you want shiny things, then you're going to find building up this skill of getting these financial goals to stop moving is going to be a lot easier for you. There's a lot more that we can go into here, but I'll just rest my case with a quote from Warren Buffett. He said that when forced to choose, I will not trade even a night's sleep for the chance of extra profits. Now, here's a guy with both his goalposts rooted firmly to the ground. I think we can learn a lot from his attitude. Now, over here are two videos that I think you might love. And like I said, for every new subscriber to the channel, what I do is I donate $1 to the children's charity First Book. They teach kids how to read and give them access to books, which is a cause I support wholeheartedly. I also run a monthly book giveaway. I give away hundreds of dollars worth of books and gift cards and donations and a whole bunch of different things like that. All the details are down below in the description. You can follow me on Instagram, and I will leave you with the words of Frederick Douglass. He was a former slave, and he taught himself how to read, and he taught himself how to read so well that he became one of the best writers ever. And he brought himself up out of slavery through the power of the written word. And what he said is that once you learn to read, you will be forever free. I couldn't agree more, so go read a book, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.